I don't know about you, but if you're anything like me, I know I have said no to going out into public places out of fear of my children misbehaving. Just that pressure in society to have like perfectly behaved children can just feel overwhelming and honestly just a little intimidating. But at the end of the day, training your children does not happen at the inauguration or at your restaurant. It has to happen at home. All right, so let's talk about preparation at home. A lot of times, this is where the training needs to start. You really do need to have a space to lay down some expectations, provide that safe space for them to practice. A lot of people don't realize that when this training is not done at home, you will find yourself stressed or shocked at a restaurant or public setting and reaching for your phone or a tablet just to give yourself a few minutes of quiet. And honestly, as mothers, you are called for greater things. You're called to train your children, to disciple them, to give them life skills, and all of that starts within the home. But before arriving to any location, give yourself enough cushion to set some clear expectations. Let your children know what behavior is expected. And again, this is going to look different for every family based on your value systems. But as a Christian family, overall, you are called to exemplify Christ as a family. Now, this looks like kindness, respectful tones, voices, staying close to you, obeying you. Again, no family is perfect. We'll all fail. And really, that should just allow us to be constantly dependent upon the Lord in everything. And really just being in a place where we don't blame our children for their lack of character, but we see it as opportunities to be more intentional with how we train them in our discipleship at home. Whether this is at a restaurant or a grocery store, I make sure to provide myself with enough cushion for training. Now, if my children are coming along with me anywhere I go, I know that there will be opportunities to practice. If my child is wanting something, I practice saying no and teaching him contentment, teaching him to keep his hands to himself, or teaching him how to be a good helper or a good steward of things that we are given. So I encourage you, wherever you go, take note of those public places and create those scenarios at home to practice. So if you find yourself at the grocery store or at church or being with people and you find your children maybe lacking in some manners like eye contact or sitting still, those are places that you can practice at home in creating those scenarios. And this is going to build confidence in your child. It's going to make them more adaptable, and it'll take away any doubts for you as a parent if your expectations are realistic. Practice these behaviors at home, and then I go out and practice. So at the playground is one of the best things because your child will love to be there, it will love to play. If I see that my child is misbehaving or not being kind to another person, these are times of conversation that I know I can rehash and just provide some basic guidelines before leaving. At the end of the day, if my child is not being obedient or respectful or upholding the values of our family, we just leave, and that's all right. And every child is unique, every experience will look different. Some will pick up faster, some will pick up slower, and that's perfectly okay. But just know that you are the perfect mama for your child, and you're exactly what your child needs to grow into everything that God has for them. So I hope these things were helpful, and I would love to hear if you do any of these things like role playing or these conversations or just growing in character. I'd love to hear your feedback in the comments below, what you do, and if there's anything I missed, I'd love to know how I can add more things to the discipleship of my home. So let me know in the comments below, and if this was helpful, share with someone else. And until next time, bye.